Even now. So tell us a little bit about the Kilimanjaro climb up and your marathon and those stories, because this is a reality, and let our community know that
Yes,
uh,
with
you
it.
you you not only did that, you indulge in them and you continue doing that. So that's a
So,
big lesson. So why don't we hear from you on that?
so what happened was that I took baby steps. I started now walking for long periods of time so I could walk, and I kept on for weeks. Then I started sort of jogging a little bit, jogging, walking. Then I started running. Now, running really helped me. To me, I can coin this word. I don't know how it came into my mind. That running to me was meditation in motion. I loved running outside. I love running alone. I don't need a partner to run. I love the birds chirping, the waterfalls sounds, they're great. So when it came around, 8 months after my this thing, I remembered the promise. I went to Nashville, Tennessee. And the night before, there was a dichotomy of excitement as well as fear. Because would my heart do it? So I took the time and ran that half marathon, 13.1 miles. It took me 3.5 grueling hours. But you know what? My heart did not disappoint me. It carried me physically and figuratively to the finish line. So this was in 2010, when I was 62 years old. So immediately after that, 4 months after that, a friend of mine, a cardiologist, said, "Do you want to come to Mount Kailash? A yatra, a pilgrimage?" Without batting an eyelid, I said, yes. Now remember, this yatra means frugal. It's a Nepali company that takes you from Nepal, crossing the Friendship Bridge and going. It takes you, and it is frugal. It is extremely cold. There will be hail. There will be rains. And we were 30. 4 of us decided to do it on foot, without oxygen or without sitting on a pony and yak. Now, where do you think the mental thing comes in now? The mind thing comes in now. You know, I could now use my mind. The mind can take your body to places that you never envisioned. So when I started going on this, I felt like there was something till you reach the Dolma Pass and you have to do the parikrama. 72 hours without change of clothes, just sleeping in the tent and eating frugal things. 72 hours that you keep climbing till you reach the Dolma Pass. A lot of people have died at the Dolma Pass. And when I reached the Dolma Pass, everybody was high-fiving. I didn't want to do that. I wanted to go alone, sit on a rock. This aloneness was peaceful to me. This was tranquility to me. Unlike the aloneness I felt when I was depressed, it was different. And so I, that time, realized all these things, all these material things, can I live without all this excess baggage? So when I came down, again, this is not a lie, this is a truth. My wife found out that I'd mellowed down my type A personality. So then on, I went on. Nothing could stop me. See, I went to the Chicago Marathon. Chicago Marathon was great. I chose Chicago Marathon because it's a flat race. So not completely flat, of course, there are hills. But Chicago Marathon taught me that whatever problems you have, because in the Chicago Marathon, I had what is called as metatarsalgia. One of my metatarsals fell, so you felt like as if you have got a marble in your shoes. It took us 12 days because you have to reach a certain height and then come down for balancing and acclimatizing. So it was, the thing was that when we went on, we had to go to Tanzania. And you have to have anti-malarial because there is a lot of malaria there. So we had taken a medication, Malaron. And one of the side effects of Malaron is that insomnia. So for the first 2 days or 3 days as we were climbing, I could not sleep. Now imagine, they ask you to have 5 liters of water. They ask you to have water pills, diuretics, so that you don't get any pulmonary edema or cerebral edema. So now I have an enlarged prostate. And so with all these combinations and I cannot sleep, I have to pee. So when you are in a tent with another person, the tent is meant for just one small person. We were 2 in a tent. Now I cannot sleep. I'm wanting to pee. So here is my pee bottle. And I'm trying to shift here and there, trying to find my headlamp. Finally, nothing happens. So I knelt down and my partner, he turned around and said, "What are you doing?" I really said at that time, I'm praying for a miracle. And then you see that I was going to call my wife and say, "Look, I haven't slept for 3 nights. I'm going to come back." She said, "Do what you want, but I think you can make it." And then once you reach a certain height, you don't have to take the anti-malarial because there is no mosquitoes now. Oh, I slept the next thing like a baby. And it was glorious. It was hard. It was like poly. Each step you took was only taking 50% of the oxygen at base level. It was minus 20 at the top when we reached over there. I had carried with me, my grandson was born, and this was in 2012, and my grandson was birthed. So I'd taken a pacifier, and my trainer had given me a sliver of a wedding dress. But you know what? I couldn't find them when I reached the top. I was so full of clothes and mittens and warmies, but when I came down, I saw, but I could not find it. But it is hilarious. And the thing was that the food and all that was very good. Still at 2012, I was still eating chicken, but very small amounts. My plate will be largely full of vegetables. So my point in trying to tell you this is, when I did my marathons and the Mumbai Marathon, the Mumbai Marathon was a classical marathon. The camaraderie that I've seen over there, you will never see. Yes, you have to be careful about the potholes down because you may trip. There are not so many restrooms like you have in America. But the camaraderie, there are young runners who turn around and give up their place for getting the water and give it to me saying, "Uncle, you have it first." It is remarkable. I'm third.